Good morning, good morning. I'm back outside. You see me? I try to get on here as much as possible. Life don't let you do that all the time. But it's all good. So remember, we talked about last week about putting the face with your brand. And that's what it's about. You want people to see you. You want people to know, hey, this is my brand. And what happens is, when you come outside, and you can put a face to the brand, you also put a conversation with the brand. Good morning, good morning. You also put a conversation with the brand. You have people that's interested in your brand, but they don't know anything about you or your brand. And so when you put the face to the brand, you tend to get questions like, how long you been started? What motivated you to do this? And you start to make a personal impression on people. And there's old saying, I've said it before, and I say it again. Sometimes it's the conversation that sells cigars. And maybe the same goes for you in your business or whatever you are trying to push. Conversation may help you move your product. Not because you have a great product, not because your product may be great, but people don't know about it because they just see it sitting on a shelf, or they just pass and they're curious, but there's no face with the brand. And so that's why I talked about that. Put the face with the brand. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to put your business out there. And we live in a society, we live in a world where people will talk about you. They'll use the information that you gave them against you. All of that. But if we focus on just the negative side of putting your face with the brand and having these conversations, then we'll never put our brand out there. We'll never move forward. So even though there's some negativity that goes with that, you're going to meet those haters, even though that is a part of you having a business, you still got to get outside. You still got to talk about your business. You still got to let people see the passion that you have for your product. Because the one thing about it is, if you don't believe in your product, the next person may not. And just like that, you'll have people that see your product, know that you have a unique product, and they want to support you. And they may be the voice that you need to hear to help you push your product. So, don't be afraid to step out. Don't be afraid to show your face. Don't be afraid to tell people about your product. Don't be afraid to grow. You're going to have those haters that come with any business venture, any major move in life, whether it's promotion on your job, whether it's something that, we can say as simple as buying a house, getting a car. You're going to have those people that say, man, that's a little Toyota Corolla, and it's mine. And God bless me with it. Oh, man, that's a studio apartment. What you got? And it's mine. Can I afford to pay the bills in? Yeah. So, good morning.
Hi.
So you gotta be able to move in a manner where that all the worldly rhetoric doesn't affect you and the way you trying to move. It's like I said, it's easy. Good morning. It's easy to I guess I can say it that way. It's easy to be discouraged sometimes. It's easy to take that road of, oh man, I wasn't gonna do it anyway. Creole man, it's easy to take that road of, ain't nobody gonna see me anyway. But man, y'all don't really hear me talk spiritual too much, but I am that man. But I'll say this: there's nothing like stepping out on faith for yourself, for your business, and knowing that God got your back and He's gonna make a way and provide. And I'm a living testimony of that myself. I was just speaking to my wife last night, matter of fact, and we was having a conversation to where we talked about when Nola Cigars first started. got my brand, got paid for the domain name, got my blender together and all these things, and I'm sitting on cigars. And finally one day she was like, man, you just sitting on cigars. You got to make a move. Yeah. I had this going through that stage of life where you don't really know which direction you want to go in and stuff like that. And so, she pushed me. I got outside, and then I was content with just doing that once or twice a month, and then finally I took a step. I joined the chambers. I took another step. I joined another local business association. Then I took another step yesterday and joined another organization for men. And I'm meeting people at events that I normally wouldn't have. Well, I ain't gonna say normally. I'm meeting people at events that I wouldn't have went to under regular circumstances. So, and I'm meeting people that actually heard my story, hears my story, and they said, "Man, look, I want to bet on you. I want to put some power behind the movement that you already have." So, I'm not just speaking from a place of guessing, or I'm not no motivational speaker. I'm speaking off of personal experience. Like I said, I just told my wife last night, when I started this, I didn't see, good morning, I didn't see Nola Cigars getting to this place. I didn't see Nola Cigars get to a place where I have regular customers, I didn't see Nola Cigars get to a place where people are sending me emails. People are saying, "Man, look, when can we meet up? When can we smoke together? Oh man, look, I gave my cigars to one of your friends and they loved it." I never saw myself that. I never looked that far ahead until recently I started looking, and I said, man, it looked like God is setting me up for something. And He said, "Lean not to your own understanding, acknowledge Him in all thy ways, and He shall direct your path." And I've really been going hard behind this business. I've been trying to keep it low key, because I didn't want the stereotype of what comes with smoking cigarettes and other products. How we doing today?
What's up, bro? What you said? Oh, cigar stuff?
Yeah, cigars, accessories. We have the 5-count humidors, 5-count humidor set, lighter, cutter, leather cigar pouches, leather.
See what you got.
We have the Habano, Maduro. I'm still working on putting some product out.
Is that Nicaraguan or?
Yes, sir. Nicaraguan Puro. Nub sizes. A lot of people like those because they like the feel of a nub.
How much you want for this one?
Those are 8 for right now.
8?
Yes, sir. You need a bag for it?
Nah, I'll smoke it on the way, man.
You need a cut for it? You need a cut?
Yeah, if you cut it for it, I love I cut it at my house.
You
I
should?
used to sell cigars back in the day.
All right.
Back in the day. At 96 Olympics.
All right. Yeah, that was back.
Yeah, that was back in the day.
About 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 29. You won't be precise.
What's that? 29 years?
I said,
Yeah, man, I was there during the bomb.
yeah. All right.
I was in I don't know if you're familiar with Atlanta, but
I heard of it. I'm from New Orleans, and we got some good people in Atlanta, but
8 o'clock.
I'm a Saints fan, so
That too. I'm a Jersey boy, but I'm born and raised my kids. I live right down the street, like a block away.
All right.
But I work for Alex Pat too. I worked at the Fresh Quarters for a couple of years.
Yeah. That's an experience in itself.
Yeah. Can you cut that? Nah, man, I love the Fresh Quarters. I love New Orleans, man. But I worked for Trump.
Why you laugh when you say that?
Well, he's a president. I
Yeah.
didn't know that he's going to be the president. But yeah, thanks, man. You got a card?
Yeah. Oh, it's right here. It's right here in front of me.
There you go. Yeah, I see you around town, man.
Yeah, you can send me an email, shoot me a text message.
Put a humidor in my restaurant?
I can do that.
I got a restaurant right down the street.
I can do that. The lake, I can do that.
Well, Lake House, I do movies at Lake House. I do Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
But I have a restaurant called Sweet Olive across from the
I
church.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hit me up. I can put one in there.
My name's Pete.
George Blunt, notice to go.
Copy
Yes,
that.
sir.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Alright, I had y'all in my little conversation here, but you know, and it shows you just how easy and quickly it can happen. Now, if you listen to the conversation, you know me, I'm real about it. You know, people talk fast, but I listen slow. I'm real about it. You say you want to do business with me. I'm down for it, but now show me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give you my information. I didn't put the information out there. So let's see. And that's one of those things that I was speaking on. That you have a conversation with people. You have that energy with people, and they see what you're putting out, and they want to be a part of it. You know, they want to see what it's hitting for. So, you know, that goes back to saying, because, you know, I can get off the subject real quick. But, you know, that goes back to saying that, you know, believe in your product, put your product out there. But not only believe in your product, put your product out there, put yourself out there. Let people know who you are, what you do, what you stand for. And let people know, you know, they say you're standing on business. Let people know that I'm standing on business behind mine. Let people know that, look, this is not no one-hit wonder. This is not no fly-by-night type deal. And if I fail, guess what? I'm gonna keep on. I'm gonna tweak it and fix it and let the cars fall where they may. But I'm gonna do the work on my end, and you're gonna see the type of person I am. That I'm gonna go hard behind mine. And you know, we also live by that mantra that, you know, it's not a failure, it's a lesson. So it's not a loss, it's a lesson. So again, you know, stand, put your face with your brand, and don't be afraid to tell your story. You're gonna have haters whether you quiet. You're gonna have haters whether you speaking. You're gonna have haters whether you making it. You're gonna have haters, all of that stuff. You get what I'm saying? That's right. We won't fail. And that's the thing. It's a setback. It's not a failure. It's a setback. It's not a stop. You know what I'm saying? It's just a setback. And sometimes you gotta stop and rearrange some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta stop and say, okay, I gotta take this out because this don't fit, but I can put this here and it fit this perfectly. You get what I'm saying? And that's the beautiful thing about when you learning how to maneuver, is that we can sit there and cry, oh man, I put all my money behind it and it didn't work. Nah, man, it worked. It's working. You just gave up too fast. It's working. You just ain't giving yourself the option to tweak it. You gave up before you get what I'm saying? So you're right, bro. You know, failing is not an option, because then you look at the worldly motivation behind it. I have a family to feed. You get what I'm saying? Look at stuff like that. Like, I gotta get. Yeah, look. Let me tell you something. That's one of the rules of cigars that I stick to. I do not talk politics with people. You get what I'm saying? I don't care what your political background here. I'm not here for the foolishness. You get what I'm saying? I don't support. I didn't support them. I don't support them. Now, if you do, that's on you. You know, I didn't say you reap what you sow. So I'm not gonna talk bad about the man because I don't know him. I just don't rock with him. You know what I'm saying? And we could talk about that. You know, we could talk about that. People People, we can talk about that. People don't realize that just because I don't talk, just because I don't rock with you, I don't rock with you. I don't have to have this conversation with you. I'm gonna be cordial. I'm gonna be nice. That's just my demeanor. However, I'm not about to have this conversation with you because I don't rock with you like that. And then even still, you know how people are. They bait you in. Oh, I did this, and you get into this conversation, and next thing you know that's one of the tricks of the devil to get you off your square. Good morning, good morning, good morning. That's one of the tricks of the devil to get you off your square. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I do. Man, go in on with that foolishness. I don't rock with you. You get what I'm saying? I wish you the best of luck. I wish everything comes good with you. But hey, go over there. Now, if you want to talk about that, go over there and talk about that. But if you want to talk about these cigars and you want to talk about business, we can do that. But like I said, you talk fast, I listen slowly. We not doing this foolishness over here because I know I've been doing it for a minute. I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my hustle. This is my calling. This is, this is my niche. You get what I'm saying? Just like I can get on here and talk fluently about cigars, I can open up when I'm having cigar conversations. That's how I know this is what it's hitting for. And you're gonna have new cigar people. You're gonna have people new to business that you might not know everything about the business, because that's another thing that I had to learn, is that I had to learn that you're not gonna know everything. You're not. I got cats that's in my circle that talk business. Guess what I do? I sit back and listen. You get what I'm saying? I can't tell you about investment bonds and all that stuff, but you can, so I'm going to sit back and listen to you educate me on it, because that may be something I can add to my business later on down the line. You get what I'm saying? That's the beautiful thing about knowing where your strengths and your weaknesses are, having these conversations with people. And you talk about cigars, and next thing you know, the conversation turned to about business, and then it turned to stuff that you never even tapped into, investments and stuff like that. It was like, wait, hold on, so I can do this? Hold on, man, let's light this cigar and let's have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look, I need this. That's why. I hadn't seen this guy in a while. I hadn't been over there in a while. My guy Will over at Burn and Slidell. And I owe Will an apology because I hadn't been over there in a while. I just go to the cigar lounge that's closest to the house now. But Will was one of the first people that I had a conversation with. Found out, talking to Will, I said, yeah, man, I'm trying to get this business started. Got a lot of roadblocks. This is what I'm trying to do. And the first thing Will was like, man, look, I'm going to give you a call Monday. Will give me a call, man, look, I apologize. I told you it's going to be Monday. But here, look, call this number. Oh, man. Call this number, ask for this person. Tell them you need A, B, and C. Tell them I sent you. So I call that person. I tell them what I need. Matter of fact, I didn't even have to tell her what I needed. I told her who sent me. I said, Will told me to give you a call. Bam, say less. Business went to another level after that conversation. I was able to go in rooms that I wasn't allowed to go into before. All because I had the conversation. All because I said, man, look, this is what I'm trying to do. And he was able to see that this wasn't a fly-by-night type deal for me. He was able to see that, okay, he's serious. He really trying to do something. And so I like Will over at Burn, go holler at him too. Tell him I sent you, because he hadn't seen me in a while. So you probably think I just left him hanging, but no, Will. I'm trying to get things pushing, and I haven't forgotten about you. Just like the story I tell people about me meeting Rich from Nola Cigar Crew. You know, Rich saw what I was doing, and he had a conversation with me. He said, "Look, man, I've been trying to do this Nola Cigar Festival. Well, COVID hit, we had to put things on hold. I'm trying to get it back started. You want to roll?" I was like, "Okay, cool. I'm down for it." So we had the conversation, like, "Look, man, you know the cigar crew. I know the cigars. I didn't realize if you had a Nola Cigar crew when I came up with the name. Is that going to be a problem?" Nah, man. Look, we all can make money. We all can do our thing. And what happened? We actually built a beautiful friendship off of that one conversation, off of seeing where there's no games being played, off of seeing where, you know, we could sell the same product and support each other. So that's just with having these conversations and talking about your business and people seeing that, oh, she real. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they really about that life. They really believe in their brand. And you know what I'm saying? And that's when you say, when you create value in people, yeah, people will find you. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because that's what I'm seeing. Like, before you come outside, it's like I sit by myself. But now I can't sit by myself like I used to, because after having a conversation with one person, you have a conversation with the next person, and then next thing you know, you outside. How we doing today? And just what I was talking about, let me take a sidebar. I was just talking about my boy Rich from Nola Cigar Crew. This is Big Chief of Big Chief Collection. He also got some infused sticks. I think one of his best ones is the Hennessy White, the Crown. I can't remember. I'm not an infused person, but I know that Hennessy and that one of those Crown cigars people go crazy for. You can find that at Burns Cigar Lounge, or you can hit my boy Chip up, King Cigars. He's an ambassador for both of us and our cigar brands. So if you're looking for the Big Chief Collection, he got them on thing, and I keep one with me everywhere I go, because again, I like to talk about my people and how I rock with them. Same thing with Will. I ain't been there in a while, but that's my people. I like to rock with them. And when I'm talking about supporting people, how we doing? April 16th, how we doing? April 16th through the 19th. 2026 Nola Cigar Festival is going down. We're already working on the lineup. We already have things in place. So, look, early bird tickets gonna come out, I think, September 1st. So you can start getting things together. We wanted to make sure, you know, you got the kids out the way and you got all that stuff out working. So we're gonna have the comedy show. We're gonna have the sip and smoke. We're gonna have the black and gold ball. We're gonna have the day party call show. We're trying to add to the call show, but you know how it go. When you're working. You know, how we doing? So we actually working on that. But back to it, you gotta step out and put your business out there. You gotta step out and put your brand out there. You gotta step out and you gotta put yourself out there. And don't just set up your table and don't just set up your booth and just sit there and look at people like they crazy and hope that they talk to you. You see, I'm on live and I'm saying good morning to just about everybody who walk past, because somebody gonna stop and say good morning, and they gonna say what you got. And when they say what you got, you know the saying, you grin your end. Hey, I may not say you a cigar today, but I'm gonna put it on your mind to when you talk to your brother, sister, husband, cousin, whoever. Man, I know this guy. I met him. He's a nice guy. He sells cigars. I got his card. So
rub it in.
You gotta put your business out there. You gotta put yourself out there. I try not to get on here for a long period of time because we get on the conversation, but it don't matter at the end of the day. As long as y'all get what I'm trying to say, put your business out there. Put your product out there. Put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to have the conversation. How you doing? Because the conversation is what's going to help you get to that next level. conversation is gonna push you to another level. So again, if you look, I'm gonna say this. I gotta say this too. They say this part of the content stuff. I'm not really worried about content. You see, I make videos because I like doing the stuff, not because I want you to like or follow me or whatever the case may be. But if you like having these little simple conversations with me, like, share, follow, hit me up. If you want to jump on with me one Saturday morning when I'm out and about, hit me up and we can make some work. Tonight I'm gonna be in Slidell at St. August Mission. They have a white linen and lanyard get together over there. It's gonna be some local artists out there. I'm gonna be set up out there. It's just same way with him. I went out there. I took my wife to dinner, and next thing you know, I ended up with a friend, somebody that helped me push my product after having a conversation with him. So, you think some of this stuff is small. You think some of this stuff is, just a waste of time. Oh, don't nobody see me. Ma'am, sir, bro, sis, whatever you go by, I'm here to tell you they see you. I'm here to tell you they watching you. I'm here to tell you all you gotta do is put it out there and have the conversation. All you gotta do is let people know you about your business. And guess what? It'll all come to fruition. It'll all come out. You have people calling you, sitting there, man, I gave you a number to such and such, and they need this done. I gave you a number to such and such, and I need that done. Just like, like with my wife, she does paper products, Paper Dog Creative Company. She does my bands for me. I have a conversation with people, and I tell them about what she do, and they have a conversation with them, and they see, go for it, ask your question. If I see they need information, I give it to her. She run with it, and they see how passionate she is about her business. And look at us, we trying to build an empire. What you got for me, Creole man? I can give you what I got, but if I ain't got it, I can't give it to you. Good evening. Or you can hit me in my DM if you want to keep it on the DL, because I'm cool with that too. That's another thing. We can have a conversation about that. When people come to you and ask you for advice, and people come to you and ask you your opinion, and people come to you and ask you for help, I'm trying not to curse. Oh, ain't nobody freaking business. That's between you and that man. That's between you and that woman. That's between you and that person. You feel what I'm saying? Now, unless they put it out there that is in the open, okay, cool. Even then, you gotta be mindful of who you tell that story to, or who you bring that and put that out to, because again, if you come to me and you come to me with something personal, you pretty much saying I trust you. You pretty much saying, I feel like you keep this between us. And who am I to sit there and discuss your personal business with somebody? How we doing? Who am I to do that? You get what I'm saying? And it could be something simple as, man, my car broke down and I needed 20 for gas. What benefit I get out of going and telling somebody, yeah, I gave old girl 20? First of all, let's dip into that. I go and tell somebody I gave a dude money for gas. Guess what? That dude, he broke. Just say that. You get what I'm saying? You see how stupid that sounds? Dude probably did pay some bills, then realized his tank was on E. I broke you. You broke. Just say that. Nah, man. Look, if I got 20 to give you, go ahead on handle your business. I don't expect it back. I want my money back. But I don't expect it back because, sometimes people just forget, and not on purpose, but whatever. Same thing on the flip it. I look, tell somebody I gave this woman $20 for gas. What you gave you. Man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Why you put people business out there? I don't understand that logic for nothing in the world. And then you be the first one to sit there and say, yeah, man, everybody telling my business. What you go tell my business for? Wait. How I knew you gave such and such $20 for gas? They didn't tell me. So you can go tell people you did a favor for me. You can go tell people that old boy having a problem with his relationship. You can go back and tell people, oh, girl messed with such and such. But the minute somebody sit there and say something about you, they wrong for that. You can't trust them. It's crazy to me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's super crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to hold. How you say? You gotta be able to hold water, man. You gotta be able to take people's stuff that they entrust you with and keep it safeguarded. And guess what? That's how you go to the next level. Because people gonna want to rock with you because again, they see you solid. They see you. I can go to that man and say anything, and they gonna give me the best that they have, and I ain't gonna never hear it again. I'm never gonna hear, I told that boy that. You never gonna hear it. You get what I'm saying? There's some things that me and Rich didn't experience in the cigar lifestyle that you got to be you had to be in the room to know about it. If you wasn't in the room when it happened, my mindset is it wasn't meant for you to know about it. You feel what I'm saying? What benefit of it is going to be? You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Now, I might warn you about a bad business practices. I might tell you, man, you might want to leave that alone. But as far as putting somebody's business out there, you got a lot of dust out here. Instead, as far as putting people's business out there, that's not what we here to do, man. That's not what we here to do. Keep that shit to yourself. And if it get out, you know he or she know you didn't tell him. I didn't give my rant for the last however long I was on this crap. I tell y'all every week I come on here, say I'm gonna talk for 5 or 10 minutes, and I'll be on here 30 minutes and talk about 18 different things. Just not sticking to the topic. I'm not claiming ADHD or none of that shit, but something ain't right. But anyway, look, y'all have a good one. I'm gonna be at St. August Maison tonight for the white linen and lanyard get together. Come through. If April 16th through the 19th, 2026, NOLA Cigar Festival, 3-day event. We gonna have a comedy show, Black and Gold Ball, Sip and Smoke at Mayan, day party call show, meet and greet, all dealing with local businesses. How we doing this morning?
Hello.
All dealing with local businesses. And so that's another thing too. Get with your local businesses. Get with your local. Go peep them out. See what they hitting for. Go pass by the local coffee shop. Go pass by, the locals and get involved in some community. Get involved in some community stuff to where you know what's happening in your community. Because I'm learning this too. A lot of people. There's a lot of people out there looking to support local and small businesses. There's a lot of people out there looking to help. I wonder why you say this boy got some stories with him. Yeah, I do, because I've experienced some stuff. I had a guy who's an avid cigar smoker find out that I'm out here selling cigars. And he was like, man, look, give me your code. I'd rather buy them from you than buy them from this particular brand. You're local. You're trying to do something. And one guy, he don't even smoke cigars. He just bought He just bought cigars just because I was a local business. You feel what I'm saying? And he felt like it was awesome that somebody local is doing something like a cigar business. So you might have your t-shirt business, man. Hit your friends up and tell them you got a t-shirt business. So they can come buy these t-shirts from you instead of going across town or going across town and buying t-shirts. Like I said, my wife has a paper company. She does wedding invitation, paper products. She do that in bulk. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know what this crap is, but I understand some of the language. She emboss, she emboss, then do all the other stuff, do the fancy writing and all that stuff on her thing. She even, how we doing? She even customized some of my products for me. Like I said, she make my bands for me. She make my stickers for me. So, you know, hit up Paper Dog Creative Co. I want to say .com, but I'm not sure. Paper Dog Creative Co. Find her on IG. I know she on there. Find her on IG, Facebook. I know she on there. So she on TikTok too. She making these videos about roast, like to drive me crazy. I tell you that. We spent 8 hours in roast. I don't know how the hell you spend 8 hours in roast. Yeah, I'm talking about my wife. Go back and tell her. Yeah, that's where if you go back and tell her, that makes you got to go to her page to see what type of work she put out. But anyway, I'm going to get off here, go sling some of these cigars. Don't forget, NOLA Cigar Festival, April 16th through the 19th, 2026. Tonight I'm going to be at St. August Maison for the white linen party. They say you don't have to wear all white. They prefer you wear all white. But if you don't worry about it. Come through, smoke a cigar with the old boy, check out some awesome artwork from local artists, and just come out, support, and have a good adult type time. Oh, sidebar too. They sell vegan food. Coming from a part-time vegan, the shit is good. The stuff is nice. And I'm speaking from experience. So if you're vegan, part-time vegan, want to try some good vegan food, go to St. August Maison. They got some nice vegan nachos. They got the cauliflower steak, the mushroom steak. They got a nice little layout out there. And remember, I was talking about King Cigars, my boy. If you look down at the bottom, I can't see all the names that's still on here. But if you look at it, it says Edward King. That's King Cigars. Go look him up. Him and his wife, they do an awesome job of putting baskets together for Father's Day, Mother's Day, different holidays and events. So again, y'all be safe, y'all be cool. I'm going to sling these cigars, and I'm liable to tap in on live later on tonight at the all-white party so y'all can see how things going on. Good evening. Then you going to wait till I say good evening to jump on? That's how we doing stuff this morning? 45 minutes into the conversation, now you want to jump on. I didn't talk about everything. I didn't ramble about everything. Now you want to jump on. Good evening. I'm about to smoke.